Hey everybody, it's Liz from West Star Tarot, and today I wanted to talk to you all about decks for summer. Excuse me. Great way to start the video. I thought I would just do a quick poison ivy update. I still have poison ivy, but I'm much better. So, yay for that. Anyway, you can see I'm over here itching my arm, which is what I'm supposed to not do. Anyway, I have 4 tarot and 4 oracles, and at first I was thinking, gee, July 5th's kind of late to be doing decks for summer. I've already started using in my personal practice a couple of these decks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so half of them. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, it's July 5th, but we have Lunasa August 2nd or August 1st. But it's still the summer season until I'm not sure when the equinox is this year, if it's the 20th, 21st, 22nd, or whatever. But we still have most of July, all of August, and 3 weeks of September. So, we have a couple months that we can be using these lovely summer decks. So I do tend to use decks seasonally. And a lot of what goes into my picking decks or being attracted to decks is the color palette. And you'll see as I show these decks that they are all very colorful. And, color is riotous this time of year. Oranges, reds, yellows, pinks, purples, blues. The garden is just alive with colors, and of course green. And everything is just really just bursting open here. So you'll see that a lot of these decks are pretty colorful. So I'm going to just start with the one closest to me. This is the Tulku Oracle. And I got this on a Kickstarter, I believe. I think I wrote in the guidebook. Yes, December 2021 is when I got this. Beautiful production, beautiful box with this nice little hard kind of spongy thing that where you can put the deck, and then a really wonderful guidebook. So it's that, these are the backs. It's that, and it is, let's see if I can, I should have read this before. So it is the creator, whose name is Carla Rafaxo, is a jeweler and an artist, and made these amulets based on Hindu mythology and spirituality. And that is what this deck is based on too. So I just thought I would show a few of the cards. There are chakra cards, there are goddess and god cards, there are animal cards, there are Hindu terminology cards. It's really, and just look at these colors. I just think it's so summery in terms of its color palette. I'm not reading the titles of the cards, I'm sorry. I hope you can see them. But this is a lovely deck, and I really quite enjoy it. And I am attracted to pulling it out this time of year, as I said, because of this bright and riotous color palette. So I wanted to just talk about the card that I drew a card for July, and it's this one, Ohm. And each of the entries has a little black and white thumbnail, a little poem. It talks about the elements. So for this one, it's metal. It talks about the symbolism in the card, and then it gives you the oracle or the meaning for the card. So here we see, if you have drawn the Ohm Oracle, you are resonating and attuned with the holy in everything. Like the World card, let me hold this up. Like the World card in the classic tarot deck, this oracle heralds a moment in which the whole world is singing with you, for you, and through you. This is a moment of celebration, of vision, and of receiving gifts of grace. This marks the end of a cycle of growth for you and will lead to a new chapter. So this is just very apropos for me at this point in time, and so I am going to leave this out on my over there. I have a card stand, and I'll leave that out so I can, you know, think about it and look at it from time to time as we go through the month of July. All right, next up, tarot. This is an Il Meneghello deck, and it's Ide Giovani Vecchetta. Sorry, hope I'm not killing that. These are these beautiful hand-cut decks from, this is one of those beautiful hand-cut decks from Il Meneghello. And again, oh God, like these decks are just, this was, I was at a winter solstice, ironically, craft fair in Salem, Massachusetts, maybe a year and a half ago. And these guys, oh, I forget the name of their company. I'll try to put it. They make these beautiful sprays and scented, you know, essential oil scented. I've got their Nola water. Oh God, it's fabulous. Anyway, they had these, a bunch of Il Meneghello decks, and this was a total impulse buy. Oh, I'm trying so hard not to do that, but I still do every once in a while. Look at this. I mean, is this not gorgeous? Look at the colors. I really do feel like this is a really perfect deck for this time of year. Look at that yellow and this red, more red. It's just, it's stunning. Look at this strength card. I may have used this deck a couple times at most. So that's another reason I wanted to pull it out, was because I think it's beautiful in terms of its color palette for this time of year. But also, I haven't used it very much. And I would really like to explore. So there are the majors. Stunning deck. And as I said, I think the color palette is just lovely for this time of year. There's that one. Next up is kind of an oldie but goodie. This deck I got in August 2020. So almost 5 years ago, next month. And it's Connected and Free. Inner Hue, Lauren, I think her last name is Alleta, from Australia. And I really like this deck a lot. I haven't used it in a while, but again, when I was thinking about decks for this time of year, I just thought about the oh, look at that. I thought of the color palette, and this, I think, is it this one? This kind of reminds me of what my backyard looks at night. The fireflies are out there. There's so many this year. Last year, I don't think we had any. And this year it's like boom, 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 boom. They're all over. They just touch me. They're so magical. It just makes you feel so in awe of the goddess, of Mother Nature, of the earth. It's and all the creatures who live here. That to me is so summery. And of course, yeah. So I love this card. Communication and how their howls are intertwining. Oh, this is the one. Yes. So this is called spiritual suffering. And you can see it's these fireflies in this glass jar. And I don't think I did this as a kid, but I know a lot of people say that they did. You know, go around and capture the fireflies and put them in a jar and put the cover on and watch them, you know, light up in the jar. And then most people, of course, would let them go. But yeah, spiritual suffering. So I wanted to pull that I forgot that I had actually pulled that card out, but I wanted to pull it out because, as I mentioned, I'm being entertained on a nightly basis by those lovely creatures. And no, I have not collected them and put them in a jar, and I will not be doing that. All right, next up, another tarot. This is called Pixie Pop. And it's based on Pixie's art, but it's, as you can see, it's brightened. So this says Pixie Pop Tarot is based on the illustrations of Pamela Coleman Smith, the often overlooked visionary artist behind the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. The original 1909 artwork has been modernized to include vibrant pops of color and inclusivity. So here are some of the cards. I really like this. We have it came edged, and look, I can shuffle it with my little teeny tiny hands. So I like that. And it's a deck I can bring to the beach. And again, the colors are so vibrant, and look at that, and that yellow and the red. Oh, and it's got this extra 79th card, the Visionary, which, as you can see, is Pixie. Look at that Magician. Look at that. Ah, the star. It just, oh, I think it's gorgeous. So bright and brilliant, and it just is fun for this time of year. You know, it is your standard, look at that, Rider-Waite-Smith. But the coloring is wonderful for July, August, and September. So that is a deck that I have already been pulling from and enjoying that. As I said, I just think it's such a perfect, such a perfect color palette for this time of year. All right, well, you know, you got to have a plant deck for summer, right? So this is Soul Flowers by Lisa Esterbrook. This is one of my favorite decks. I really love it. Lisa has done a wonderful job. She has these beautiful illustrations, paintings, and on each card is a flower or an herb, a plant, and we have the name of the plant and then a keyword and then a little paragraph. And let me read it, because daylilies are blooming like crazy in my garden right now. Daylily is short-lived, each bloom fading after only one day. She reminds you to live in the present with a deep understanding that you cannot change things outside of yourself. Daylily encourages you to live in the moment, to loosen up and allow natural processes and flow to occur in your daily happenings. So look at that. I have these blooming all over my yard right now. Bee balm is blooming right now. I've got red clover blooming. Of course, the lovely chickweed. Dandy. I'm just trying to pull out the ones that are, oh, my nettle is going to seed right now. I'm going to be harvesting the seeds very soon. Oh, campanula will be coming in a few weeks. Hydrangea is everywhere. Cape Cod, where I live, is kind of famous for hydrangea. Black-eyed Susans are just starting to open up. These stargazer lilies are just starting. I have some sunflowers blooming. My calendula, in fact, I just, before I made this video, I was outside picking some calendula that I'm going to dry wilt overnight, and then I'm going to start my calendula oil. Echinacea is just starting to pop open. My lavender's in bloom now. My rose is just about done. And this nasturtium that I planted from seed hasn't really started to blossom yet. So that's shows you what Lisa's deck looks like. The backs, let's see if I can, whoops. The backs are different. There's a bunch of different back, maybe 4 or 5 different backs. Anyway, I love this deck, and I usually pull out a card for the month, and I don't think I did for July yet, even though it's July 5th. Okay, next up is another tarot, The Great Outdoors. I really love this deck. I mean, I think, it's like $20 or something. Maybe like 17, I don't know. It's got kind of crappy cardstock, but at least it isn't that gross cardboard stuff. It has a nice little guidebook. It has the suits are vessels, sticks, stones, and blades, and it tells you what they equate to. It's got some numerology on here, and it talks about the quartz, and it has a Celtic cross. So I love this deck. It's just kind of, the majors are illustrations from the national parks here in the United States. And so as the Great Outdoors, as the name reflects, all of this is about outdoor activities. And I just love it. I pulled out the summery scenes. There's also wintry and autumn and spring ones. So all the seasons are seen throughout the deck. My little manatee. Camping, hiking, it's just swimming, it's just a fun deck reflective of summer activities and the joy of being outdoors this time of year and being active in nature, soaking it all in, and just enjoying time outdoors. Oh, I love this hermit card. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that is the Great Outdoors, and I don't think I know the name of the people who did this deck. It should be in this guy. Oh, Julia Gordon and Charlize Steber is the illustrator. And it's a really fun deck. I like it quite a bit. and I'm looking forward. I haven't used it for a while, and I'm looking forward to using it over the next couple of months. All right, I think this is the last oracle. And this is an oldie but goodie, and I don't know why I decided to pull this out for a summer deck. But I never tire of this deck. I wonder if I wrote in here when I got this one. Yes, June 2017 is when I got this deck. It's by Sandra Kunz, and it's just, oh, I know, it has several hummingbird cards and quite a few crows and ravens. It's got a great guidebook. It's not, I think what I like about it is it's sort of spiritual and deep, but it's not schmaltzy, which oh, look at that. I mean, it is gorgeous. So I think it was July 1st. I had been reading and thinking about forgiveness because it pertains to some events in my life currently. And so I've been contemplating that process, what it means, just thinking about it. And so I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna just pull a card from this deck, and I said, I can't remember, the question I asked was, what does it mean to forgive, or how do we forgive, or how does forgiveness work, or something. And this is the card I pulled: compassion. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I feel you have to have compassion for yourself and for the person that you're forgiving. I think there's a famous quote by the Dalai Lama that talks about anger and forgiveness and those types of things. And it says something like staying angry at someone else is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So not forgiving is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So anyway, I thought, so that I'm total digress on that one, but the compassion, two ravens. So we're talking about this card. I pulled this card to explain and to deepen my understanding of forgiveness. Compassion is like an elixir that can heal the deepest of suffering. We are all the same in that we are all human with deep feelings, even if it does not appear that way on the top. There is always room for more compassion in any situation or relationship. And with compassion comes the healing energy of grace. And I would say, in this case, forgiveness. When we have compassion for ourselves, we have compassion for others. And sometimes we have to experience something and forgive ourselves before we can have compassion for others in a similar situation. When we can have compassion for our own mistakes, then we begin the healing process for ourselves and everyone. So that was, and this I have also out on my bookcase on one of the card holders. So I'm going to continue in July to contemplate the process of forgiveness and how I can go about doing that, and just what does it mean to forgive, and how do we forgive, and so forth. So I think that card is going to be quite enlightening for me as I go through this process. And I might pull more cards to help me understand even further. All right. And last but not least, ta-da! I always pull this deck out in the summer. This is the OG Tarot de Saint Croix. I also have the newer, I think it's a second edition with just the black banner at the bottom and no borders matte. Look at my, it's just what, this, let's see, I think I got this when it first came out, 2013. No, I think I got it in 2015. So I've had this deck 10 years. Wow. It has a real sense of summer for me in terms of the color palette. Of course, the terracotta borders. I love Lisa. Oh my God, look at that. I love Lisa's artwork. I love the color palette of this deck. Look at how bright and vibrant. It is gorgeous. Look at that. Yes. I love this hermit, one of my favorites. I mean, and there's lots of sunflowers in this deck. We are at the beach where I'm going when I finish making this video. So this is Tarot de Saint Croix. And it's one of my all-time favorite decks. It's always in my top 10 favorites, and I think it always will be. So there we go. There's a Lisa, the artist. Yeah. So that's Tarot de Saint Croix, and I have been using that starting July 1st. I started with this deck. So those are the decks that I'm planning on using over the next couple of months. What do you think? Any of these decks on your list of decks for summer? Comment below. I'd love to hear the decks you'll be using over the next couple of months. And as always, peace and love.